Hi everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal with her usual bit of wit and wisdom. And today I'm talking about those times when you look a little bit silly. Ever been there? Good. Then you'll relate to this. Hi everyone, this is Dear Mama Sal. And I was visiting Benji and Judy this last weekend, as some of you know. And one of the things that came up was that Judy had said something about, well, we don't use the word stupid here. What we say is silly. And I therefore need to tell you, I really had a moment of being quite silly. Or rather, I felt as though I was being quite silly. You know, one of the things about being a YouTuber is that you have to learn again to take all the slings and arrows that life throws at you. And in particular, in my case, it seems to throw a lot of things at me that make me feel very silly. For example, for 3 months now, I have been trying to get my Amazon affiliate links sorted out. Now, basically, for those of you who don't know, it means that I can just, quickly put up links for you guys to see interesting things that I may talk about on Amazon, that are on Amazon, and, you can have a look and get more details, so forth. Anyway, getting that set up sounds so easy when they tell you. Just like get your Amazon links set up. Well, I have been feeling very silly recently because I was able to get the American, that's the Amazon.com links set up, but for some reason I could not get the right information into Amazon.ca, which is the Canadian version. And I knew that I needed to fill in a tax form, and that's fine. But every time I tried to, it was the US tax form, and obviously when I'm trying to fill in for a Canadian information, I need the Canadian one. Well, I ended up yet again on the helpline from Amazon for quite 2 days, I think now. And eventually, let me cut the story really short, to let you know that they began to think maybe there was a problem with their with their site, until it suddenly struck me to ask the question I had not asked before. You see, the problem I had is every time I clicked on the Canadian one, it took me to a US form. And it said, if you're going to fill in the US tax form, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going, no, I need the Canadian one. Makes sense to me. And then just after 2 days of them about to take this through to the higher powers, I asked the question that maybe should have come up a lot sooner, and that was, do I have to fill in the US tax form for both the Canada and both the .ca and the .com? I never asked that question. Guess what? Yep. So for 2 days I was busy having this long discussion with their customer service people, and nobody bothered to tell me that. Now, I was feeling about so stupid, but now it's done. It's taken me this long to get it sorted, but it's sorted. Now, here's the thing. I was willing to quit on .ca. I had spent so much time trying to get this right. And then you know me, I don't quit. I just keep being more and more silly until eventually I find the answer. But I was wondering how many of you understand what I'm talking about here. Sometimes we just don't get it until we get it. And that's okay. And sometimes we have to hear something 348 times before we suddenly go, wait, now it makes sense. And is it not true that in a lot of our lives, the reason we give up hobbies, or the reason we give up trying a new recipe, or the reason we give up doing whatever in our life is because it gets difficult? And because it's difficult and we don't want to look silly, we actually quit rather than keep going ahead. And I can't help wondering whether, in some cases, we do it with our relationships as well. So I guess my word for today is difficult. If you want to take a step forward, sometimes it needs to get difficult. It's just part of taking a step forward. People always ask me when I was a professional speaker, I can't believe that you do that. You know, it's so stressful and it's so difficult to do. And I can't believe that you choose to do it for a living. And I said, well, I'm very happy to hear that. They said, what do you mean? And I said, well, you see, if everybody thought it was easy and if everybody could handle the stress of it, then they wouldn't pay me what they pay me. You see, the reason that professional speakers get paid a lot of money is because they are able to handle all that it takes to be a professional speaker. Good point. And I would like to say, without any doubt, all those people who want to be a YouTuber without having any idea of what it takes are in for a very rude awakening. You get to look silly quite a bit. This is DearMamaSal saying, thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. And by the way, if you like a bit of wit and wisdom in your life, you may want to subscribe and be part of the team. Bye-bye for now.